Hey, what is going on, guys? Slick Joe here, hoping you guys are having a fantastic day, and welcome back to another Infinite Warfare Zombies video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the gameplay that you guys saw the other day from the Infinity War live stream, and kind of giving you guys what we know so far, and explaining kind of all the stuff in the map that we already know, and breaking it all down and giving it to you guys so that you are the most ready you can be for the launch of Infinite Warfare Zombies that is coming here very soon. If you enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it, and I will love you forever. Yeah, with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the heads-up display, because there are a few changes to that, and they're definitely worth noting. So in the top right corner now, you're going to see the round indicator instead of like you used to see it in the bottom left corner. And instead of rounds, it is now going to be scenes, as you can see. And this is kind of to go along with the movie theme of the map and everything like that. Up in this top right corner, you are also going to see that this is where the timers for the drops like insta-kill, fire sale, double points, stuff like that is going to be. So that is the new location for the timers for those. In the bottom left corner is you're going to see the character list with your character showing up as the larger one, and you're also going to see all the points that each player has, and you'll also notice that the points are now turned into dollars. So there's a dollar sign by them, so it's no longer points, they're now dollars, but they still work the same as points did, they just have a new name. Right above your amount of dollars, you're going to see there is a ticket, and this is where you're going to see how many tickets you have collected, which we will talk more about tickets later. The bottom middle is where your perks will now show up, and I will have a separate video going over all the perks and everything like that, because I want to list them all out, tell you what they do, compare them to the old ones, and just have more detail and stuff on those, so make sure you're subscribed for that. And the bottom right is where your ammo is located, as well as your grenades. Now this is also the spot where your Fate and Fortune cards are going to be, but there seems to be a lot of confusion about this, so I'm going to be making a separate video on this as well to explain how they work and what they are and everything like that. Alright, so next we're going to move on to zombie drops. So in this map, there are the original zombie drops like you usually can have, the power-ups like nuke and all that stuff, but now there are more drops that you can get besides those. So now zombies can drop these little like bags, these like fanny pack things like from the 80s, and these can hold either grenades, money, tickets, or they can also hold ammo clips for your gun. I think this is a pretty cool feature, honestly. I think that's going to be really helpful in the game, and it's going to be nice to be able to get some of that stuff by just killing zombies instead of having to wait on a power-up or whatever. Maybe these will be more occurring more often and stuff like that, so I think this is really going to be nice. Along with the fanny packs, another new drop are the souvenir coins. These are picked up and shown in the bottom left of your screen by your money, but you can only hold one of these at a time. So speaking of these coins can be used by putting them in this kind of printer arm thing that you see here, and if you put a coin in, you can build traps with them. So there's a couple different types of coins, and depending on which coin you put in the machine is what kind of trap you get. So you have to kind of match them up, and that will kind of yield a different trap. There's some that are just random, there's some that have specific coins you need to get that certain trap. Some of the traps include the fireworks, which are being shown here, and there's others like a radio, which is equivalent to like the monkey bombs and Treyarch zombies. I think there's a sentry gun, and there's a few more that I can't really tell what they are because they're all in this poster here, but I can't really see well enough to see what they are. And there's also power-ups still that zombies drop. So all the power-ups pretty much function the same. The only thing that is different about them is now they are green and kind of like digital techno theme going on with them. The max ammo is different. It looks kind of like the death machine drop, which is super confusing. And when you activate the nuke drop, that one has a bigger explosion, more than just like the little mini mushroom cloud you've seen before. Now it's kind of over the whole map almost, and it actually looks really cool. I like it a lot. But so far, the only power-ups that I've seen are max ammo, insta-kill, carpenter, nuke, and fire sale. But yeah, so all that stuff kind of functions the same. Now we're going to talk about the tickets and the wonder weapons. So the tickets are another currency which can be collected in different ways throughout the map. They can be dropped by zombies, like I said, or you can collect them through playing the arcade games in the arcade and riding that roller coaster that is in the map that you've seen gameplay of. Once you collect a good amount of tickets, they can be exchanged for different things around the map. You can get grenades with them, which are scattered throughout the map on these carts you see here, and there's different types of grenades you can get. Or if you want to get even more powerful and different weapons, you can go to the prize booth that is in the arcade and exchange your tickets here. They've been dropping hints that there's some good stuff at the prize booth, like wonder weapons and stuff like that. So I think that might be definitely a good spot to go and use your tickets. From what I understand, wonder weapons can also be built by finding parts or doing other quests and stuff like that. The only one we know about so far is that like giant freeze kind of cannon you saw in the trailer. You can also see it sitting here on the prize booth. It's this cannon looking thing. I'm not exactly sure what it does or how it works or anything, but we saw a little bit of gameplay of it in the trailer. It's like a freezes the zombies or something like that. And they mentioned that once you build a wonder weapon or obtain it in whatever way you need to get it, then that will put it into the magic wheel, which brings us along to our next topic of the magic wheel, which is the mystery box for this mode here. And it functions exactly like the Treyarch mystery box. It costs 950 points to spin the wheel, and then you get a random weapon from it. The wheel moves around the map just like the mystery box does, but instead of getting a teddy bear this time, you get a out of order sign. And as far as weapons go, there are regular weapons, wonder weapons if you can find them, build them and all that, and there are also melee weapons in the magic wheel. On to the pack-a-punch. So the pack-a-punch, we haven't really got too much info on it. The only thing that they really told us about it was to use the graffiti scattered around the map that's written on things to use as hints to find out how to get to the pack-a-punch. And also that you have to complete some sort of ritual maybe, and then you have to go through that portal that you see right when you come out of the spawn room, and somehow that transports you to the pack-a-punch. The achievements also went live on Xbox today, so the achievement for the pack-a-punch comes with a picture, and it shows the picture of the pack-a-punch machine, or what we think to be the pack-a-punch machine, which looks like, or a giant projector, I guess. So that is pretty cool. So maybe somehow we have to get to the film room by taking the teleporters, and there is a giant projector in there, which is the pack-a-punch machine. To get to the pack-a-punch, it's also been rumored you have to turn on the power, and to do this, what you need to do, it seems fairly easy. All you have to do is find these generators around the map. There's one in each area of the map, and you just hold X, turn on the generator, and that will turn on the power for that area of the map that you're in. Like you see here, the spawn room, you just go into this room right here, and the switch is right on the wall, and then you can turn on the power for the spawn area. Now we're going to talk about one of the new features in the game, and that is the ATM. So the ATM is a bank system where you can deposit and withdraw the money that you earn throughout the game. So you can deposit a minimum of $1,000, I'm pretty sure, and you can withdraw it at any time you want, whether it's after you died or you just put it in there to save and then you want to grab it back out. They didn't really mention whether or not you can share money among the players, but I would imagine you can, since they're really kind of pushing the whole working together and team aspect of this game mode here. I think it's definitely plausible that you can share your cash among other players and put some in so your buddy can grab some or whatever you guys need to do to share money. Another new feature is the Afterlife arcade that has been talked about a lot. So the way this works is once you bleed out and you die and all that, you get teleported to this arcade that is separate from the regular map or the other arcade. No zombies can get to this point. You're pretty much safe here. And the goal here is to spawn back into the game before the next round if you want to. So the way you do this is you got to play these arcade games in this arcade, and that will fill up your soul bar or your soul life or something like that. There's a bar at the bottom middle of your screen. I think it's called like your soul bar or soul power or something like that. But once you fill that up by playing these arcade games, if you do this before the end of the round, you will be teleported back into the map before the next round starts. If you don't do this in time, or you just choose to spectate, you can do that too, and then you'll just be teleported in at the end of the round like you normally would when you bleed out or something like that. So once you teleport back into the game, whether it was filling up your soul power or ending the round and getting back into the game, you will obviously have no weapons or perks. You've lost everything like normal, but they have this new feature now called the Lost and Found. And the way the Lost and Found works is it's a way of recovering your weapons after you have bled out. And once you spawn back in, you spawn somewhere in like the middle of the map. I think you have like a minute and a half maybe to get to the Lost and Found, which is located back in the spawn area. So a timer will start, you'll see it on the screen there, and you have to get over to the Lost and Found. Now once you get there, you need 2,000 points to be able to get your weapons back. And if you have those 2,000 points, you can go up to the booth there and you can get your weapons, I'm pretty sure your grenades, and I believe your souvenir coins back. You still lose all of your perks, but you can get those three things back. And it'll give you kind of a little boost to get yourself back in the game. That way, especially if you're on like a high round with your friends or whatever, you can kind of have a better start than just being stuck with the starting pistol and pretty much being fucked and not being able to get back into the game. One thing about the Afterlife arcade that I forgot to mention is if you're on solo, you are going to need to have the Up and Atoms perk, or the Quick Revive is what it's called in the Treyarch Zombies as we all know it as. but you need to have that in order to go to the Afterlife arcade on solo. If you don't, you're just going to go down and the game will end, obviously. So the next thing we're going to talk about is David Hasselhoff. Yes, they have mentioned David Hasselhoff is in this game a lot. For some reason, they're making a really big deal out of him. And so far, all we really know is he is the DJ of the map. There's multiple DJ booths located around the map, and you're encouraged to talk to him quite a bit. So if you do go and talk to him, I'm pretty sure he starts to play a bunch of songs from the 80s, but you can turn this off if it gets annoying or you don't want it and you just want the regular music. But Infinity Ward is also hinting a lot at him being pretty important and a part of multiple Easter eggs. They haven't really said what or really how he's going to be involved or anything like that, but we definitely need to keep that in mind, because I guess we'll have to wait till the game releases to figure this out, but we're going to have to definitely use him in some way for the Easter eggs. So we got to, I guess, figure out whatever he is used for or however he's involved in the Easter eggs and the game in general. So as for the map layout for this map, it is a pretty large map, and the structure of it is very similar to Shadows of Evil. So you'll have the spawn room, and you will head up through, after you get out of the spawn room, head up into like a main area of the map, and then it'll branch off into a couple other sections. I think it's like three or four maybe. There will be different parts of the map, kind of like in Shadows of Evil, and it's kind of the same size as Shadows of Evil. Like I said, it's a pretty large map, so there's a lot to explore, and I think this is going to be good for replayability and a lot of areas to explore, play in, and overall just kill some fucking zombies, I guess. Now, some other gameplay features that are new and that I want to mention are there are brutes now, and these are the boss zombies like what you'd see as a Margwa or a Panzer. These are the new boss zombies in Spaceland. Apparently they're super hard to kill according to Infinity Ward, and they shoot lasers out of their fucking eyes. Yeah. The new dog rounds are now clown rounds. It's a bunch of fucking clowns that run at you and explode when you shoot them. The exploding that happens when you shoot them can hurt you, and it can also cause other clowns that are around to explode. It's pretty fucking horrifying, to be honest. Especially with all this clown shit going on. They really had to add fucking clowns. Another cool feature they have added is doors can now be bought together. So if you don't have enough money for a door, it costs 1,000 points, and you have 500 and your friend has 500 points, you guys can go together to buy that door. I think this is going to be really helpful and a super nice thing, so you don't have to fight over who's always buying the doors. And then besides the traps like I talked about earlier that you can get with the souvenir coins by building them, there are other traps around the map like you've seen in Treyarch Zombies where you buy them off the wall, like the lasers and stuff like that. There's going to be traps like that are kind of placed around the map you can use. And then also there is a tutorial mode. So the tutorial mode works like, it's not like a separate game mode or anything like that. It's built into the regular game mode. All you have to do is go around to one of the podium like map kind of kiosk stations, and it will ask if you want a guided tour of Spaceland. All you have to do is click yes, and then it will help you around the map and tell you what you need to do and kind of guide you through everything. But yeah, guys, that is my guide for the breakdown of the gameplay that we saw earlier, and your kind of what you need to know and what we all know about Zombies in Spaceland so far, and tried to prepare you guys for the launch. I tried to make this video quick as possible and straight to the point so you guys could just get the information and be ready for the launch of Infinite Warfare Zombies. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, like I said, if you enjoyed this video, and for all the new Infinite Warfare Zombies videos I'm going to be having coming out here soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I better be seeing you in the next video. Catch you later.